Welcome to the Main Money Show, where Wall Street meets Main Street. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Jordan Main. He's president of Main Financial Group, as well as joined by Adam Freund. He is CRC for Main Financial Group. To our viewers at home, this is a very special show today. This show is dedicated just to you. Why? Well, we have received a lot of viewer emails, a lot of questions that you would like the gentleman to really dive in and answer for you. So today's show, the entire 3 segments are all your questions. And this is so exciting. Now, if you have a question in the future, let me give you the email address. It's team@mfgwm.com. Once again, team@mfgwm.com. We want to hear more of your viewer questions because they are quite amazing. Jordan, how are you today?
I am great. I'm feeling extra springy with my outfit today. How are you?
Love it. I'm feeling springy as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking. And Adam, how are you?
Both of you look like you went to Michigan State. This is
Go green.
Go white.
Okay.
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. It's so good to have you both in the studio. Well, we missed Brandon. I think he's at the gym, right? Wasn't he working out?
Yeah, something like that. He didn't make it, so it's me.
We'll just have to keep going without him. Maybe he'll eventually come for the next episode. Maybe the next one next week.
There you go.
Okay. So let's dive into some of these viewer emails because they are amazing. We're going to start with Beth M. This is Beth from Ann Arbor, and she writes in, I am going to be 62 in 2025, and I'm no longer working. My husband is 64 and is still working and wants to keep working for at least another 6 years. What's the best age to start taking Social Security for me, and how does the timing impact my overall retirement income?
Wow. Well,
First off, Beth, tell me the exact date you're going to die, and we will then tell you the exact date to turn on Social Security. So it's not an exact science. We do have a great software that's it's called Social Security Maximization, where we can plug in information right out of the, what is it, socialsecurity.gov or something like that.
yeah.
And so there are a few strategies you can do with Social Security. So in this case, she could continue to defer hers, and she could draw off her husband since he's still working, I believe, and then ultimately turn on hers later. What were you going to say?
Well, that's the way it used to be.
Did they change that?
Yes, they changed it. I think it was the Secure Act that got rid of that. One of the reasons.
File and suspend.
In the file and suspend.
Yeah.
But I think more so that I think they're kind of worried about what if he's still working? Would that affect her Social Security?
Yeah.
In other words, would she be penalized even if he's working full time? And well, accountant, is that possible or?
No, my understanding of the Social Security Department is they tie it to your individual earnings, right? So they want to say if you are going to be a stay-at-home spouse, husband or wife, they allow you to make so much. It's somewhere between 20 and 21,000. It varies every year. It goes up, and they'll give you kind of a free pass on that. But we don't want to make too much money from that standpoint. But it's specific to your Social Security number.
Okay. So again, Beth from Ann Arbor, thank you for that question. The next one, Jonathan and Steph S. from East Lansing would like to know, we enjoy your show weekly and seeing what outfit Cynthia is wearing. Tell her that she looks beautiful. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, Jonathan and Steph. But here's our question. How can we make sure that we don't outlive our retirement savings, especially if we live longer than expected? We both have sizable 401ks, but no pensions.
Wow, that's there's a lot to unpack there too.
Well,
so
I think, before you even dive into it, income is the outcome.
Yes.
Right? We say that all the time at the office, and you have these large 401ks, but it really doesn't mean as much if that doesn't relate to an actual income that you can take for the rest of your life, right?
Right.
So we've had people that have come to us and said, well, I have several $1 million in retirement without an income plan and a market loss, they're going to run out of money, versus people that had a third maybe of that with a solid income plan, and they ultimately receive more.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say also to them, obviously, this is a generalization. We need to really know exactly what situation they're in.
A lot of factors.
A lot of factors, because it also depends on, well, what's their spending habits, right?
Yes.
I don't know of many people that want to stop working and live in a lower tax bracket or lower income, right? Most people, when they retire, want to still maintain the lifestyle that they've gotten used to. right?
Or
True.
even a higher lifestyle,
Yeah.
because now you're going to
Yes.
travel and do all the things that you couldn't do during your working years, right? And I think
true.
risk tolerance is very important too, to understand every person has their own unique risk tolerance. How much risk can they tolerate? And that's such a key factor in planning your portfolio and your income.
You mean, what's their uncle point?
Oh, I like that.
So every situation is unique. And again, Jonathan and Steph, thank you so much. That was such a sweet compliment. You absolutely made my day. So the next one is Scotty D from Rochester Hills. And Scotty writes in, I'm 52 and I still have no idea what the differences are between a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, and a 401k, and which one is better for me. I have all three, by the way. Gentlemen, all three. Which one is the best?
Well, we talked about this in previous shows. It sounds a little bit like the junk drawer that everybody has in their house.
Yes.
But again, we understand that when people write in, they're writing specifically for themselves, but we don't know really enough of Scotty
Well, but I
D.
think we can answer some questions. His
general-
question was, what are these things? Well, all of those IRA, 401k, Roth IRA, those are just IRS codes to categorize what type of investment it is, right?
Okay.
To determine if it's pre-tax or if it's tax-free like a Roth IRA. So it's you like, who came up with 401k? You know, when you
Right?
look at that. But all that really means is that is an account that you have that's never been taxed. So you have a partner in that account. Uncle Sam is your business partner. Same with an IRA. It's never been taxed. And when you pull it out, what kind of tax do you pay? What type of tax?
Well, that would be income tax.
Ordinary income tax.
Ordinary.
That's correct. Now, on the flip side, the Roth IRA is the exact opposite. It is in a vehicle or a bucket that's tax-free. It can grow to whatever the value is and never pay tax on it. So there are some differences with these quirky little IRS codes and types of accounts. So I think maybe Scotty was trying to get a basic understanding of that. But
overall,
but to Adam's point, Scott needs to really put together a financial plan to figure out what bucket, when are you going to be pulling money from when you do retire? Because I think you said, was he 52 or?
He's 52 from
52.
Rochester Hills.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's got a little bit more time involved in that. You know, the other thing is, let's talk about the Roth for a quick second.
Okay.
Most people out there don't realize, we've talked on previous shows that you can put a fixed annuity together, right? A fixed indexed annuity. And a lot of these fixed index annuities also come with an income plan or an income facet to it. Well, if you put that in a Roth product, what is your income? How's your income taxed?
Zero.
Nice.
Zero, zip. And that means that you basically have now tax-free income. How does that affect Social Security?
Does not impact your Social Security whatsoever. So there's a lot of strategies you can use around the Roth IRA. We had a client a few years back that decided to take his pension as a lump sum from Ford Motor Company, put it into an IRA, took his 401k from Ford, put it into an IRA, and said, I want to convert all of it to a Roth IRA. Well, that's a taxable event. That was a big number he paid in tax.
Wow.
But then he was able to recover the tax he paid in some stock market growth, and then he did what Adam just said. He put that into a fixed indexed annuity with an income rider, which is like a pension. And he turned that in, and now he is getting upwards of $150,000 a year out of that Roth IRA tax-free. And now both of his and his wife's Social Security are tax-free. So they're collecting over $200,000 a year and not paying $1 of tax.
Yep.
So it's very important for Scott to understand the difference of these IRS-coded categories and then maximize the value within each.
Wow. Well, Jordan and Adam, I know you're going to give the viewers at home a chance to actually have their own Maine Money report crafted for them. But to our viewers, I want to give you a moment to get a pen, because I do want to give you that email address one more time so you can send your questions in from this week going forward. It's team@mfgwm.com. Once again, team@mfgwm.com. We know that you have a lot of questions for these gentlemen, so yes, please keep them coming. And Jordan, the Maine Money Report, talk about what that is, please, while Adam displays it so lovely.
Why? He always gets to hold it, and I said, how about you try it this time? And I'll be the one.
This is
perfect.
a highly customized report. This is not the same for everybody out there. So if you want something that is highly customized based upon your wants, your needs, This is the report right here. And it contains 5, count them, 5 different areas that we need to cover for retirement. What are those areas? I didn't take my Prevagen today, sorry.
You are a perfect candidate for Prevagen.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, so really quick, the 5 areas of every written financial plan, we believe. The first one is number 1 is income. Is it an income plan or an income guess? Where are we getting our income from? The second one is our stock investment strategy, stocks, bonds, all of that. What are we going to do to grow that portfolio?
I know number 3.
What is it?
Taxes.
Oh, my favorite thing, taxation. How can we get Uncle Sam out of our way in retirement, or at least limit his activity there? And then the next one is healthcare.
Yeah.
A lot of new things in the choices for Medicare. What about long-term care as well?
Yep.
And lastly, your estate plan. What happens if some reason you're no longer here, to make sure all your assets go to your beneficiaries?
Fantastic, gentlemen. Thank you so much. To our viewers at home, the number to call, 888-462-7839. This is a two-step process, I should say, for you to have your own crafted money report. Basically, you're going to have a consultation with the gentleman, let them get to know you. This will be designed for you. You'll come back and take a look and see what it looks like at that time when it's ready. That number, once again, 888-462-7839. We're going to take a very short commercial break here on the Maine Money Show. We're trying to go to commercial right away because we have more viewer questions to get through. We don't want to miss anyone. So we'll be right back momentarily.
I was an accountant by trade out of school, out of Michigan State, and I absolutely hated brokers, financial advisors, whatever they wanted to call themselves. I was a tax accountant, and we would share a mutual client, and this broker would advise our mutual client to buy, sell, and never do any tax strategy, and I was left to clean up the mess. So I went to the client and said, please talk to your broker and tell him to knock this off or begin to do some strategy, and the typical broker response was, I'm not licensed to do that. I can't talk about taxes. So I basically decided to get my investment securities license and all my other licenses out of spite so that we could do all the tax planning as part of the investment strategy for our clients. The value of choice, as we always say, if you go to a big box firm, they're going to have one of 6 portfolios, let's say, and you're going to fit into one of those. The value of working with an independent advisor, especially a fiduciary like we are, is that they have to do what's in your best interest, and they can use any program that's licensed out there in America. So a huge difference. After 20 plus years on this side of the fence, I think our industry does a poor job at explaining to the public the difference of those two. I come from a culture of helping people and educating them, not just telling them what to do. So I think people that truly want to educate make a big difference in this industry.
Welcome back to the Maine Money Show, where Wall Street meets Main Street. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Jordan Main and Adam Freund of the Maine Financial Group, and we're talking all about your viewer questions, your emails that have been received. Now, once again, I want to give you that email address. It's team@mfgwm.com. So please keep those emails coming. Gentlemen, let's dive right back in because we have so many to get through, and I'm so excited. This is Stephen L., and Stephen is from Northville. He says, I have an advisor at my local branch, and he's trying to sell me a variable annuity. Meanwhile, I read online that I should consider an indexed annuity. How do indexed annuities work? Are they better than a variable annuity? And are they a good option for ensuring steady income in retirement?
Ooh.
Great question.
That's a great question. Well, first of all, when he said local branch, what are you thinking of?
A local bank that has one advisor in the corner that is not an independent fiduciary advisor.
Yep.
That has a limited shelf of products that they can recommend.
Limited toolbox.
Yeah, but I think to answer this question, it's right in the name of the products, right?
Yes.
So what he's asking is about the differences of a variable annuity, up and down, to a fixed indexed annuity. See the word fixed?
Yes.
It can never go down. See how he's going up like that. And so in our office, we won't even offer a variable annuity. Nope. It is full of many layers of fees, and we have these mutual funds that can go up and down with the market. You can get a much better alternative in a fixed indexed annuity. So the word index, it'll track various market indexes, but the word fixed, it can never go back. So they really, when you put the two vehicles together and analyze them, they're in today's day and age, there isn't a case for a variable annuity when you have the option of a fixed indexed annuity. So as I said, we don't offer the variable annuities because of the risk and the fees associated with it.
What's the highest fee that you've ever seen in a
So we've got a great software for people that have variable annuities out there that it's called an annuity MRI, like going to the doctor. And we send this annuity statement into the software, the back office, and they put together a complete report, analyze every fee and every feature in that variable annuity. And at one point, we uncovered one that was almost 5% a year with all the fees. They've got M&E costs and admin costs and sub-account costs and rider costs, and they just continue to add up on top of those. Fixed index annuities, some have no cost.
Right.
Some might have up to 1.5 max. I don't think
at the most.
I
Yeah.
haven't ever seen one higher than that.
Nope.
So 5% up to 5% with risk, or 1.5 and under with no risk. It's pretty simple.
Wow. Okay. Excellent. The next question, I want to jump right in. This is Nancy C. from Huntington Woods, and she would like to know, I am a single woman in my mid-50s. I would like to retire someday, and I have saved up a good amount of 401k money over several career moves through the years. When should I meet with an advisor? That's the first part of the question. Number two, is there a way to consolidate my old 401ks, or should I just move them into my current 401k? Number three, should I worry about inflation impacting my retirement savings? And what can I do to protect myself? Excellent question, Nancy. Thank you for sending that in.
Wow, that is
There's
like
several
Three-part
questions.
question.
really well thought out. So I've written them down here. When should I meet with an advisor? I mean,
Yes.
if you're in your mid-50s, I think you need to meet with an advisor right now.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right away. Again, whether it's us or whomever, again, make sure they're a fiduciary. That means they have a license 65 or 66. Don't worry about those numbers. Just make sure that it is those numbers. That means they are a fiduciary advisor. So let them have a look at your plan, let them have a look at your accounts, and let them develop a plan. And in your mid-50s, especially if these accounts are not, it sounds like they're not at her current employer.
Well, yeah.
Right.
If a big mistake people leave is they forget about their old 401ks, or they leave them behind and they go on to new jobs. Well, the issue is by leaving your 401k behind, you are now subject to only using those funds in that employer plan. And when you're no longer an active employee, you're subject to plan asset cost charges.
Okay.
So why would we pay any fees to stay in a plan where we can only use a finite number of investments? So it's so common to hear this term, roll your money over. So roll your dollars out of those old 401ks into an IRA, and an IRA is just a stamp. You can put the IRA wherever you want, your own brokerage account. You can have an IRA at a bank, all kinds of different things. So I think it's imperative that she gather all these old 401ks up, and so that she can really take control of her retirement assets.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the sandbox is much bigger when you can get it out of the old 401k. And then the last part of the question was, should I be worried about inflation impacting my retirement savings? I think that's more to unpack there in terms of what she's concerned about. Is she concerned about risk? Is she concerned? I mean, she says she's concerned about inflation, but you and I have come across that where they're really talking more about they're risk adverse.
Right, and that's true. And I think inflation is an eroding factor. We use that analogy, of a list, things that can erode your retirement list. L is the longevity. What if I screw up and live too long? Outlive my money. That's the number one fear of retirees, right?
Absolutely.
The I is this inflation, which over the last few years has really become an issue. We have to make sure that we can keep up or outpace with inflation. The S is stock market risk. That can derail a retirement, and the T is taxation. So it is inflation is a concern that she should address. And as Adam said, there's a lot more to unpack to understand her individual situation, develop a customized plan.
Yes, and we're going to take a really quick commercial break because I do want to come back. I have a special question for you, Adam, as soon as we come back. To our viewers at home, there's a number to call on your screen, 888-462-7839. What you're calling in for today, of course, is the Maine Money Report. It's going to be customized just specifically for your retirement needs. It's a two-step process. You're going to actually meet with the gentleman, have them get to know you one-on-one, and then come back in to see what the report is going to look like. Completely complimentary. 888-462-7839. Don't go anywhere. We have more viewer questions coming up. I have one specially for Adam when we return.
There's not really an age or an amount of net worth that we focus on. It's really anyone who has a desire to let us educate you on the best, safest ways to guarantee you don't outlive your money.
If we can make a difference in their lives, we'll take them on. We've got clients of all levels, from you name it, high to low, but we will not take on a new client unless we can impact them.
So I would say throughout my career, a big moment of impact was the fact that there's a lot of people out there that are not really getting the right advice or correct advice. They're not educated in terms of what it is that we do. You know, you can give everybody an advice, but it's a good scare that will actually make them do something. And I think that impact on what it is that they want, especially for retirement, is a real key factor.
In my eyes, a successful retirement is being able to do whatever you want it to do, and every one of us is different. It isn't a dollar amount or a number of zeros in your retirement, because all of us are going to the same place at the end of the day, you know, and we all have a different definition of what retirement looks like. So if you can achieve your own goals, then that's a successful retirement, in my opinion.
Welcome back to the Maine Money Show, where Wall Street meets Main Street. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Jordan Main and Adam Freud of the Maine Financial Group. This next question is right to Adam. This is actually Grace N. from Walled Lake, and she writes in, this question is for the shiny head guy. My name is Grace, and I'm 10 years old. I've been analyzing the recent volatility in growth stocks, and I noticed that the forward PE ratios seem historically inflated, especially in sectors with high beta values. Given the Fed's stance on interest rates, would you advise reallocating my portfolio towards value stocks, or should I maintain exposure to tech despite the risk? Thanks, and hi to Jordan. I think he's cute. She's 10 years old?
10 years old.
That's crazy. She's brilliant.
Next question.
I would say to her all the questions about the sector allocation, she would really need to meet with her parents and an investment advisor, because she's a minor, to talk about her individual risk tolerance and really customize a plan that is right for her. So that's too big of a question to answer here in a minute on the television. But have her call us and come and see us.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you,
also needs
Grace.
It is kind of shiny.
She needs
She's
to
a
stay
cutie
off
pie.
Google, is what I think is the answer to that question. But go ahead.
Adorable. Okay, now we have Jeff K. from Howell. Can you guys settle an argument for us? We are both in our mid-50s and we have sizable 401ks. We have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage that we refinanced a few years ago to 3.125%. I've been adding an extra $500 to our payments, but we still owe $290,000. I want to use our funds in our 401k, but my wife is dead set against it. Who's right?
This is an easy one. I can answer this, and they might have a fight in their household later. But I see one of the biggest mistakes, and it may be the number one mistake for people in retirement. They use their 401ks or IRAs, which are pre-tax tax bombs, to purchase capital assets. Because now you have to pull out more than what you're actually spending on that asset to cover the tax. And all you're doing is taking money from your left pocket, put it in your right pocket. So your 401ks and IRAs should be used to spread out income over life, not purchase major capital assets.
Not only that, they've got a mortgage at 3.1?
Yeah, 3.125.
I mean, goodness sakes, there is such things as good debt and bad debt. That's a good debt. That is a good debt to have. For goodness sakes, you're in real estate. How can you refinance? How much is a mortgage
right.
rate a day?
And,
6, 7
close to
Warren
4%?
Buffett says there's good debt and bad debt, and always use someone else's money if you can,
Absolutely.
if it's good debt.
Absolutely, 100%. Well, I have to say the viewer questions are so amazing, and I'm so thrilled to be hearing from so many people that are watching your show each and every week. We definitely want to give that address out one more time. That is team@mfgwm.com. That's team@mfgwn.com. Before we end today's show, Jordan, one more time, explain, please, what is the Maine Money Report and what can people receive inside this beautiful, beautiful
Absolutely.
report?
The Maine Money Report is our offer for your own customized, written financial plan, a roadmap through retirement at no cost. Come in for 2 meetings out of your life to tell us what you like and don't like about your current situation. We'll then put together a report that has 5 key sectors: an income sector, make sure your income is a plan, not a guess, an investment strategy section, a taxation section, how can we lower those taxes, a healthcare section, Medicare choices, long-term care choices, and an estate plan to make sure your assets are going to where you want them to go at your demise. We'd be honored to put this together for you, and as I said, at no cost.
And it's a shame that Brandon is no longer here because honestly, people want to know what is he using in his hair. It's amazing.
I'd like to know, wouldn't you?
I love that.
I think it's syrup.
It's syrup. That's right.
Like Buddy the Elf.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Well, again, to the viewers at home, we love the fact that you are spending so much time and really thinking about the questions that you are sending in each and every week. We do want to give you one more opportunity, please, to have this address be known. It's team@mfgwm.com. team@mfgwm.com with all of your questions about how to plan your perfect retirement. We know that most of all, you would like to have the Maine Money Report designed and crafted just for you. Well, how do you do that? You're going to pick up the phone and call in to 1-888-462-7839, 1-888-462-7839. If you don't have a pen handy, grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That takes you right to the landing page for the Maine Financial Group, and you can actually schedule your time accordingly. It is a 2-step process. Let the gentleman design the plan that's going to work for you so that you can have peace of mind in your retirement years. Be safe, be happy, be blessed. We'll see you back 1 week from today. Take care now. Thanks for the questions.